In the center of the neutral station, the gravity blade rested on a pedestal, glowing faintly with a strange energy that made the air feel heavier around it. And it was a weapon no one in the galaxy had ever been able to lift, because the moment someone touched it, its weight increased, crushing even the strongest warriors within seconds. And over centuries, countless champions had tried and failed, leaving broken bodies and shattered pride behind, making the blade more legend than tool, a symbol of power that no one could truly claim. And today, the chamber was filled with the galaxy's greatest fighters, each confident that they would succeed where others had fallen. Their armor shining under the pale light, their eyes focused with determination, while whispers spread about who would fail first. And when, one by one, the strongest approached, they could barely lift the weapon before dropping it, their muscles straining and faces twisted in shock, and the crowd began murmuring in disbelief, some mocking, some horrified, until finally, a human stepped forward, small and unassuming, dressed in simple armor, carrying nothing but quiet confidence. And as he walked to the pedestal, the room went completely silent, everyone watching with curiosity and doubt. And when he reached out and lifted the gravity blade with ease, holding it in one hand as if it weighed nothing, the silence turned into stunned amazement, because what no one thought possible, the impossible had just been done. And in that single moment, the human changed everything everyone believed about strength. The chamber remained frozen in disbelief as everyone stared at the human holding the gravity blade effortlessly, unable to understand how such a feat was even possible, because the weapon was designed to increase its weight the longer it was held, crushing the strongest beings in moments. Yet he showed no sign of strain, no trembling hands, no hesitation, and the onlookers whispered nervously among themselves, some calling it luck, others suspecting a trick. But the station guards confirmed that nothing had been altered, and the human's calm presence made the impossible seem ordinary, as if he had done this many times before. And when he swung the blade slowly, it bent the light around it, creating a subtle distortion that proved the weapon's full power was active. And still, he moved with total control, precise and smooth, every motion perfect, while the other champions looked on, pale and wide-eyed, realizing that they were witnessing something beyond their understanding. And when one of the leaders finally demanded an explanation, the human's answer was quiet but firm. Strength alone could never hold this weapon. Only understanding, patience, and balance could. And the words sent a shiver through the room because they revealed a secret everyone had overlooked, that human power was not only physical, but mental, a force that could turn legends into reality. And as he placed the gravity blade back on the pedestal with ease, the crowd could only stare in awe, knowing that the impossible had become real, and it was a human who had done it. Just as the crowd began to recover from the shock of seeing a human lift the gravity blade, the chamber doors opened again, revealing a second blade, identical to the first, and an immediate wave of tension filled the air, because everyone knew that even one of these weapons was nearly impossible to control. But two together were considered lethal beyond measure, and whispers spread quickly among the gathered warriors and leaders, some expressing disbelief, others fear, as the station keepers carefully placed the second blade next to the first, warning that no one should attempt to lift both. Yet the human did not move away or hesitate, his calm expression unchanged, and as if accepting a challenge he had been waiting for, he stepped forward, eyes steady, assessing the blades without any hint of doubt, while the crowd leaned forward instinctively, sensing something extraordinary was about to happen. And then, in a single fluid motion, he reached out and lifted both gravity blades, one in each hand, holding them as effortlessly as if they were simple sticks, and the energy in the room shifted immediately, a deep hum filling the chamber, as space itself seemed to bend slightly under the combined weight of the weapons. Yet the human remained perfectly balanced, moving slowly to demonstrate control, swinging them lightly and creating a resonance that made even the station walls vibrate subtly. And gasps of shock and fear spread through the audience, because this was beyond imagination, beyond any known feat of strength or skill. And when he crossed the blades together, the hum grew louder, a strange and terrifying beauty that left everyone frozen in place. And as the human lowered the weapons back onto their pedestals with perfect precision, it became clear that what they had witnessed was not luck or trickery, but mastery. And for the first time, the galaxy's greatest warriors understood that humans were capable of controlling forces that no one else could even touch, turning the impossible into something that seemed effortless and leaving a deep, lingering awe that would not fade anytime soon. After the human returned both gravity blades to their pedestals, the chamber remained in stunned silence, the kind that fills a room after witnessing something no one can explain, and all eyes were on him, trying to understand how someone could achieve what countless champions had failed to do, because lifting even one blade required not just strength, but perfect control over both body and mind. Yet he had done it effortlessly, holding two at once as if they weighed nothing. And when one of the station leaders finally asked how it was possible, the human spoke quietly, his voice calm but carrying authority, explaining that humans came from a planet where survival was never easy, where gravity, storms, and challenges forced their bodies and minds to grow strong in ways others did not. And over generations, they had learned to adapt to impossible conditions, to observe, analyze, and work with forces rather than fight them blindly, which is why so many species misjudged them, thinking humans relied only on brute force, when in truth, their strength came from understanding, balance, and patience. And he continued, saying that the gravity blade did not simply test physical power, it tested the mind, punishing panic, impatience, and resistance. And most warriors failed because they tried to dominate it, not harmonize with it. And as he spoke, the crowd slowly began to realize that human power was not obvious or flashy, but quiet, calculated, and far more dangerous than raw strength alone. And the awe in the chamber grew even deeper when they understood that what they had witnessed was not luck or hidden tricks, but a glimpse of the human way of thinking, a combination of observation, control, and adaptability that allowed them to turn the impossible into something manageable. And in that moment, it became clear that humanity was not only strong, it was unpredictable, intelligent, and capable of feats that no other species could imagine, leaving everyone in the room with a new understanding that humans were a force to be respected, not feared blindly. Days passed after the human had lifted both gravity blades, but the memory of that moment did not fade from the minds of those who had witnessed it, and news of his feat spread across the galaxy, carried by whispers, reports, and holographic recordings, leaving other civilizations in disbelief and awe, because no one could imagine that a single human had mastered what generations of the strongest warriors could not even touch, and the human did not seek glory or power, walking calmly through the station as others stared, some with fear, some with curiosity. And yet every step he took reminded them that strength did not always wear the face they expected, for humans had a way of turning impossibilities into reality with quiet confidence, patience, and careful understanding. And when he finally spoke to the gathered leaders, he explained that power was not meant to dominate, but to understand, to carry the burden of forces that others could not even approach. And his words carried weight because they were not empty promises. They reflected the truth of his actions, the truth that humanity thrived where others struggled, not by sheer size or brute strength, but by adapting, learning, and refusing to give up even against impossible odds. And as he finished, the silence in the room was profound, a mix of respect, fear, and awe, because everyone realized that this was more than a human lifting a weapon. It was a demonstration of what humans could achieve when they mastered both mind and body, blending intelligence with strength in a way no one else had attempted, and the leaders began to whisper to each other about what this meant for the future, that humans were no longer just another species. They were unpredictable, unstoppable, and capable of turning any challenge into an advantage. And as the human walked away from the blades without looking back, leaving the chamber calm once more, the warriors and rulers present understood that the galaxy had shifted in that single act, because they had seen someone carry what others called impossible. And they knew that humanity's true power lay not only in their actions, but in their ability to redefine what the universe believed was possible, leaving everyone forever changed, and the legend of the human who held 2 gravity blades effortlessly would be told for generations, not as a story of fear, but as proof that humans could achieve the impossible, carrying it with quiet confidence that no one else could match.